Today we will check out Antigravity from Google. This is a new IDE that was just released from Google. You can get it set up to your computer completely easily in just 8 steps, with the final one signing in your Google account. You can select how you want to use it, meaning what type of agent you want to use, how autonomous it will be. And this IDE is made by the previous Windsurf team that moved over at Google. You can set up extensions, keep bindings, and also set up a command line that works with Antigravity. Sign in with your Google account and you're pretty much ready to go. You can select multiple models including Gemini 3, and you can see their patches and updates that will probably be done daily or weekly moving forwards. Today we're going to be checking out Antigravity together, so let's start with our first test. Let's open up here and create a new folder, select the folder, and let's begin. I'm really excited to try this out because they allow about 50 free requests every single hour while you use this IDE. Now that's going to be pretty awesome and pretty amazing. Here you can see the shortcuts of Antigravity. Control E opens up the agent manager and you can create your own agents which can act asynchronously across multiple workspaces. This is pretty amazing. But I'm not going to be using that today. I'm going to use the simple code with agent version, which is essentially the chat interface. It has a planning step and also a fast step, which you want to use for simple tasks. We can select Gemini 3 Pro High, low effort, or other models like Sonnet 4.5 and 4.5 thinking. Here, by pressing the plus sign, we can add context like emojis, mentions, and workflows. So let's begin by asking it to create a website. So we give it exactly our prompt and the model is going to start planning to create a detailed plan for our query. So let's see. It starts by creating an implementation plan markdown. This is essentially a to-do list. So here we can see the description of the goal. We can also do edits or add comments if we want to change stuff. We see the review and the tech stack. We're going to click here and type Next.js and Tailwind CSS. Let's add this comment. On premium dark mode aesthetic, I like that. Here is the project structure, the layouts, etc. I'm not going to mess with anything else. So we can click proceed to do this implementation, and we can also open up the implementation plan. So that's interesting. It has created 2 folders. One is the implementation task and the next is the task list. So this is actually the task list and this is the implementation plan. Let's click proceed here. Let's see what this is going to do. So what it does, it is revising the tech stack to get our changes in. It did it correctly and it also updated the task.md. So that's cool, and we can click proceed with the implementation plan. And boom, we got an error. Model provider overload. That's pretty amazing. So let's go with Gemini 3 Pro Low. Start the implementation. Hopefully this will work. Let's see. So it's beginning to implement the task. I guess the limits for high reasoning effort are not that great. So the first thing is it requests to run a terminal command. We can click here accept, and it's going to begin the process of running the commands, installing Next.js. I'm not going to do a very big video today about this because I think what is the most correct sort of action is that you see this video and start checking it out if you feel this is good. Then we install the dependencies, we click accept. I really like the process, the UI, it looks super clean, guys. Like everything here is purely agentic. So here it requests us to select whether we want a React or not. It does it autonomously, I guess, or maybe not. I'm not exactly sure. For some reason, okay, so there's some lag here. Do we want the React compiler? No. Okay, this terminal window doesn't work super perfectly. Again, this is like the second day of this IDE being out, so I expect them to improve it. By the way, if you want to learn more about using AI, coding with AI, creating stuff with AI, I have a free school community with people that are on the same goal. And on that community, I have pushed like 30 hours of courses, all completely for free. So I would love to, I would love to see you inside the community. You can click the link down below in the description. It's 100% free. No strings attached, like it's completely free. So it's setting up everything on our local repository. By the way, right now I'm seeing that ChatGPT also came out with GPT 5.1 Codex Max, which is a new model that is also fast and even more capable. And we see the notification of Antigravity asking for user action. So I really have no idea what the problem is. I'm just going to click accept. At this point, I really hope that it doesn't download anything crazy or insane. But yeah, we can see here that the thinking pattern is very fast. This model is not wasting tokens. Like Gemini 3, we have tested it out yesterday inside Google Build. You should check it out because it's a free software builder by Google. It did a tremendously good job on most of the queries, especially this query that we're doing right now. It did absolutely amazing. And yeah, so it begins implementing our task list and plan. We can see here how it updates the plan here and the tasks, and has a lot of things to do. I really hope we have enough queries to do with it. One of the interesting things is that how agentic this is. Like you can see here all of the different tasks. There are way too many, and this is worrying me because they essentially allow limits per query, and these queries are quite a lot for a model. So hopefully we are not going to get limited super fast, hopefully, but we're going to have to wait and see. So let's check it out. Okay, so there was some kind of issue. Let's click yes to install the create application here. Okay, this worked. Please continue with the implementation. Hopefully that is going to work and we're not getting limited. Like if we're getting limited so easily, that would be so disappointing. But it seems like it's able to pick up from its errors. It just requires, human input because that's how I set it up. Now, this is essentially a wrapper over VS Code and essentially mostly windsurf. So you can find popular plugins to install and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it doesn't change the experience you already have with most IDEs. This is just another wrapper that is created from Google, and Google can improve it probably even more than other companies. They have the resources, they've bought out Windsurf team, the core Windsurf team, including the CEO. So I really think they're going to do a tremendous job with it, and this is going to be a leading IDE. Pretty similar to how Nano Banana and Veo 3.1 are very much leading everything. The Google AI Studio is one of the biggest developer places for AI coders. And you got Jules, the asynchronous coder, and now you got an IDE. Like Google is coming for every startup, every wrapper. They're doing what OpenAI wants to do, but Google has the funds and it also has the tech. It has the whole stack. So Google seems to have sped up and it's probably going to win the AI race, as expected. I mean, DeepMind did some of the biggest discoveries in the past decade on AI, so you could expect them to have the know-how to do everything. Also, the churn rate in Google, on the big heads at least, is not very significant. And they could literally acquire any company, any software, any wrapper that they would like in their stack. And, boom, they've got exactly what they need. And they supercharge essentially startups, AI startups inside the whole organization. Like, that's insane. I know you're not here for this commentary, but I really thought it would be interesting to state that. So it begins creating the core components. So it finished with that. And now it's moving into the home page, the architecture page, and the attention page. We can see here how long the model is thinking. So that's also very interesting. As an agent developer, it's really interesting to me, to see the thinking patterns, how these models work, how they think, what kind of tools they use, and what kind of processes they use to track the state management and the plans they make. Like, it's really beautiful to have this kind of transparency in many stages. So we have to run this command, click accept. I really love also these notifications that they have. Like, it's very, very nice. When a human in the loop is needed, you get a notification, boom, you're back into the AID, and then you go ahead and do whatever you want in the meantime. Okay, so right now it's moving on the build status and the validation of the whole system. I really want to take a look at the README. So this is the walkthrough. It tells us what kind of things it implemented, and that's very, very interesting. All of the components, how you can run it, and that it runs successfully. So click accept all, and this is the readmd from the repository. So what would be really interesting is to show me the final result in the browser. Okay, let's see if it can actually spin up the website for us so we can preview it. That would be nice. Okay, so it's going to use the run command tool. So it's going to run npm run dev. Okay, so click accept here. So it runs the command to spin up the website. Antigravity would like to use your browser. Set up launching the browser, and Chrome installation is not detected. That's fine. We're just going to click that. Maybe they have an integrated, maybe, I don't know. No, they don't have an integrated browser, which is kind of a negative, but okay, let's open up the website here on the URL. That's fine. I don't like Chrome. So this is the website it created. So click start learning, and this is the self-attention mechanism. So it shows us a visualization of the matrix. Okay, self-attention, architecture. Here is the architecture. Okay, make sure not to click on anything because it's going to spin up a new page. So the embeddings, positional encoding, the encoder, the decoder. Okay, I gotta say this is not a very nice looking website. I really like some things that they have here. Like the model is obviously capable and has the knowledge to create some interesting things that we have never seen from models in the past. So yeah, in terms of design, not good. However, in general, I gotta say it doesn't look bad. Like, I'm going to be very honest with you. This is not insane. Like in Google Build, they did a better job. But again, I gotta say that the information here is very, very sound. And this is very important. Like the model is very capable, but they need to fix like the prompting, maybe add a little bit of design data even more. So maybe, let's ask it, implement a new design, make the website modern and make the design modern. Like, let's ask it to do some code editing to make the website more modern. Let's see if it can do it. One of the powerful things about this model is that if you give it access to Chrome, it can actually open up a browser agent and view the website, take screenshots of it, and start to work on top of it. So this is very significant. Like if you open up those capabilities, it's going to work even better. So that's something that you need to keep in mind if you really want to use this model. I would highly suggest that you go ahead and do it. Like this model, right now I'm handicapping it because I don't have Chrome and I don't have their plugin that allows the use of the browser agent and the search tools. So keep that in note. This is a very fast review overview to cover this thing. Maybe in the future we will cover it more in depth, but the capabilities are here. And if you open up all of the tools required for it to work perfectly, it might do an even more, tremendous job. So we're going to see how this task finishes. And yeah, I would suggest that you start trying it out, but fully set it up. Don't be like me. Don't do the lazy stuff, the small work. Do it fully. Okay, so this is the new version of the website. You can see, obviously, it was able to do changes and improve it. Click start learning. Everything looks so much better right now. I really, really like it. Like, this is very, very nice. It's a significant improvement. We can see the architecture here. It's obviously a lot better with a lot more information. And here is a positional embedding with flags, information, legends, and everything you need. Like, that looks very, very nice. In all honesty, this is indeed improved. And yeah, the model was able to do this, verify the build. I think it did a solid job. Here there is also some kind of error with hydration. I'm not going to care about it. It's not very significant. But yeah, the model seems to be capable even at code editing at scale. And yeah, I gotta say, this is positive, given that this is completely free with very generous limits, and it's the second day of it. I gotta say, this looks good. This looks really good.